Hey y'all, how y'all doing? I'm trying to get the perfect swoop right now. My natural hair, we already know how that goes. I don't have to explain. Um, so I have been gelled it down. So I just did it just now because in about 30 minutes it's gonna curl up and start waving up and freeze up again. So hopefully I can get this done with y'all while I'm looking kind of cute. So I don't have much to talk about today. I was just bored and I was like, let me check in. I gotta check in with y'all. My hair is so pretty. Anyways, I just want to let y'all know, or tell y'all, more about me of where I'm coming from, what angle I'm coming from, as who I am. Um, I am the youngest of seven. Biologically, I have four older sisters and I have two older brothers. I am the youngest. Um, I'm mixed. My dad's black. My mom's white. We all was raised in the same home. We all came out the same coochie. Um, we all kind of I had a we all grew up in the same house, so it was like we all had like a good relationship. The dinner table and old fashioned home. My biological parents is 65 and 75. My dad turned 75 this year, so I grew up in a old fashioned home. The mom would cook and clean, the daddy go to work and stuff like that, and pays all the bills. And my parents are still married, and um, growing up, uh, you know what, y'all, that ain't nothing but the devil. Like always hating. Like I bet one of you bitches like I hope I'm gonna drop while she make a whole new video, and the fun don't stop. Period. Why did I come over here? Boom. I'm back. So anywho, like I was saying, I just wanted to give y'all some insight. My light went out. I told y'all my freaking light went out. Now I'm pissed. So anywho, um two of my sisters was in one room, two was in another room, and me and my two brothers, all three of us shared a room. So I'm still very tomboyish. I like to wear my t-shirts and my jeans and tennis shoes type of chick. I don't want big breasts because these is aggravating already. So in bras, whoever invented bras, they was dead wrong. They so aggravating. I'm not a girly girl. I don't think that takes anything from me as a woman. That doesn't make me any less of a woman than anybody else or any other trans girl or whoever thinks that you got to have all that extra stuff going on to have it going on. You don't. So I was sharing a room with my two older brothers. I have a brother that's a year older than me and one that's 10 years older than me. So I grew up, playing the game and Xbox and PlayStation and Nintendo 64 and the regular Nintendo and the Atari. I'm a late 80s baby. So I grew up playing Duck Hunt and we had BB guns growing up. We always had boxing gloves. My oldest brother, just 10 years older than me, he bought us boxing gloves every Christmas. And me and the one that's a year older than me, we would box every day. So, growing up and sharing a room with them too, and they was really rough. They're really like men's men, like they're cavemen. My brothers is cavemen. They even talk like Tarzan. No, I'm just joking. One of them kind of does though. I always crack on him. He never talked growing up. One of my brothers, everybody thought he was a mute because he was that quiet and he was that weird and scary. People say I'm weird. They haven't met my brother Cleo. So, I grew up very tough. I never had to deal with bullying and stuff. I already had that in the bag. My mouth is fly, my hands is fly. I was always pretty much up to date with that type of stuff. I never took no mess from nobody. I was very quiet and sheltered. And I was at homebody in the house. I'm still always in the house. I have to force myself to go outside sometimes to interact with the public. Um, I still love wearing t-shirts. I hate girl t-shirts. I love regular men's t-shirts. My mom is not really feminine either. My sisters dressed like guys growing up. We all share clothes. Like we had to do hand-me-downs. Like we was raised in the old school. We didn't get new clothes every school year. We got hand-me-downs. We had our Mondays, Tuesdays, and our Wednesdays. If you don't know what that means, you don't know what the struggle. And we had our Sundays best, of course. If, like I said, if you don't know what Sundays, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays mean when it comes to your clothing, you really don't know the struggle like you think you do. um, I was an outsider at the same time. We didn't have all this tablets and electronics. We had our game system, but we couldn't sit around and play the game all day like they do now. Like say if it was Saturday, and my dad worked Monday through Friday, every day he never missed a day. If on Saturdays, most kids would stay and they would it's cartoon day. It was cartoon day for us growing up. So most kids on Saturdays they would watch cartoons till like 12 o'clock. We was not allowed to do that. We was not allowed to sleep till we was not allowed to sleep past sun. Like when my dad got up and my parents got up, get your asses up. Y'all got to get up and do something. So me and my brother Cleo, he's a year older than me. We're the two youngest. The first five of my siblings are all back to back, like 42, 41, 40, 39, 38, 37. And then it's my brother Cleo, who's 31, and then I'm 30. So me and him was like this. Um, he never left me out of anything. I would do a lot with him. Whatever he did, I did. So I grew up very boyish. I grew up like a regular boy. I'm not gonna lie. I did play with Barbies. I always did hair. I actually been literally braiding and doing plaits and getting paid for it since I was 11. So I was like the family hairdresser. I did all of my sisters and all of my brothers' hair. I cut them with clippers. I put braids in the hair. I was doing human plaits. If you don't know what human plaits is, look them up. I was doing human plaits before I hit high school. I was because I had all these different people around me, boys and girls, 4 girls and 2 boys, 4 girls, and 3 boys growing up in one house. It was a lot of personalities. It was like we was all so different, but we was also the same. And that's why I think I am now because my mom she always dressed. My mom said this morning, she's like, I may have dressed like a lesbian and I may act and talk like one, but I ain't with that gay shit. I was screaming. It was so funny because she's not. So you know, most of them, I let my family address me how they want to address me. Sometimes they say he, sometimes they say she, sometimes they call me my first name, sometimes they call me my Kelly. Um, and I'm okay with that. I don't have to force my lifestyle on anybody or force them to address me a certain type of way. Like, hey, it is what it is. I think a lot of other people take it too serious and they're not. They're so insecure with themselves. It does kick you off balance sometimes. So it may stop me from going in public or whatever, because in public I don't want to be addressed the wrong way because it'll really ruin my situation. But growing up, I identify with both. I played football, I played basketball, I played throw 'em up, bust 'em up, and I also danced to my sister's dance team, um, like Uncle Luke, Scar. I was scrubbing the ground. I danced better than a stripper by the time I was 10. Seriously. I could still shake it up right now for y'all if y'all want me to. But y'all ain't ready for all that. We ain't twerk. We pop the pussy. Yeah. So, I was definitely popping pussy by the time I was 11. If you know what I mean. Um, Anywho, I just want to give y'all some insight. I grew up, so kind of confused. I was doing both. It didn't to me. I didn't really see the girl and the boy thing because my brothers and sisters we was all kind of had like the same style. Like we all are t-shirt and jeans girls. Like we're all daddy's girls. I'm a mama's child, but my sisters are all daddy's girls. My mama dressed like a guy. All four of my sisters did too at one point in their life. It was like a phase. So, um, even when we share clothes and stuff, like we could all share clothes, like all seven of us. Um, Nowadays um, you see little girls do something, and you see little boys do it, and the boys would get bashed, and they would call them all type of names. Like, oh, we weren't raised like that, but like we wasn't either. Like when we was dancing on my team, I remember one time, it was a song called Dickie Ride. And it was like, do you want to Dickie ride? Do you want to Dickie ride? Dickie ride. Dickey. And we used to love to dance to that song, but we was kids, so we didn't really like know how vulgar it was. So one day my dad bust in. He bust our stereo, ripped the tape in half. He was like he's really showing his strength, and he was tore it down. Like all of us got in trouble. None of us was allowed to do that. Like we wasn't allowed to watch BET videos, dance. We wasn't allowed to wear makeup. We had to keep our shoulders covered. Boys and girls, like all of us had the same rules. Everything applied to everybody. Um, what else? What else? Like I said, I never really had to deal with bullying because my brothers already kept me up to par by the time I got done scrapping with them. And I went to school, and one of the guys would like pick on me. Like even in elementary school, they pick on me. I could handle myself since back then. So like even now, I still don't. I get a lot of respect where I'm from. Because I always kept it G too. Like I always just been myself, and I always never cared about what anybody thinks about me. I think that's very vital to who you become in life. Whether if you're gay, straight, trans, not, boy, girl, just be yourself. Love yourself. Just always love yourself. It don't matter how you grew up. I grew up very tough. I still wear guy t-shirts and clothes, like because that's me. A lot. I have to go about myself different. I have to tell myself every day that I'm different from other girls because I just am. I love that stuff that they do, and I love the nails and the lashes and stuff. But it's like I can't present myself like that every day because that's not me. Um, and that's fine with that. It doesn't matter. You have to be comfortable with yourself. If you need you a 30-inch, all I'm saying is you better rock it. Okay. Period. Um so I kind of always identify with both. I think it's because I had all the different people that I looked up to, and it was just like everybody was intriguing. Everybody was intriguing back then. Um it's because I think back then we had less technology and less social media and less drama, or like less examples. So it's like when you seen somebody different, they was really different. It's not something that they mimic and they seen somebody else doing that. That was them, and that's how I was. It was like when people see me, it was like, "What do you got on? What you do to your hair?" Or look at those shoes. Like I was always one of those people who was different in that type of way. Like I was myself. It wasn't that I wanted to be. Um, I always knew that I was gonna grow up and be a woman one day. I didn't know how. I didn't know when. I didn't know why. It's the cries, the pray. Like what's going on, my brain, Lord? Like take it away. Um, and he did. Eventually he did, and you find your own way, your own journey, and it's not based on what you did as a child, or like what you went through as a child, or like what you went through as a teen, because a lot of us do have similar stories. And I think mine is a little different because I was raised in a room with two older boys, and I had to be tough, and I was, and I still am, and there's nothing wrong with that. It don't take nothing from who I am as a person. I'm still a genuine, nice, honest, truthful, loyal, trustworthy, good person. Um, what else? What else? I'm missing something. What else y'all want to know? Comment below and just ask me. I was just checking in. I just wanted to give y'all a little insight about, how it was back then. We couldn't do that type of stuff. You couldn't get your own clothes, and we couldn't go pick out our own clothes. And a lot of times our new clothes we didn't even go shopping with our parents to go get them. They went and got them on their own and brought it back to us. And it's like, you better like it, like it or lump it. And we was happy with that. We was fine with that. We was fine with hand-me-downs. When my brothers or sisters would get tired of wearing something and it was still good, I'd be like, I want that shirt. I want them pants. Oh my goodness, let me have those shoes. Like, we was okay with that. I did a lot of cooking with my mom growing up. A lot of times my parents, because I was the youngest, so it's like on holidays and stuff, my brothers and sisters would go out and they would be having fun, and I'd be back at home in the kitchen with my mom, and I thought that was just as cool because to me that was grown. I was the one being grown. They thought they was, but really I was the grown one. What I told y'all, 16 minutes and hair already falling. Y'all just don't know. Look, Messy Bessie got the hair gel right here ready for y'all. I always tell my sister, she cracks up. She's asked me to do her favor, and I'd be like, leave it up to Messy Bessie. I said just like that too. I said, are you gonna leave it up to Messy Bessie? She'll crack up. So funny. I'm not messy, y'all, but I can be, and I can clean it up too. That's the difference. It's gonna be messy, clean it up. I always say it ain't nothing wrong with being messy. You just gotta know how to fight too. And I do. But I was just checking in with y'all. I just want to let y'all know how, more of me, how I grew up. I'm in love with my hair, y'all. Sorry. More of me, like the way I was raised. Like, we was raised tough back then. If I think a lot of times that's why it's like now you see a lot of the older gays and the older trans clashing with the younger gays and the younger trans. And I think it's because the younger ones are more accepted and they really do what the heck they want to do. We could not. We got beat for that. Whether if it was by our parents, our brothers, our sisters, our big cousins, or just in school by the bully. We would get beat for a lot of the stuff that these young girls and young gays is doing now, which, it's neither here nor there. I can't hate on them. That's progression to me. I love to see it. I love to see them get accepted. 15, 20 years ago when we was going through this type of stuff. And because I didn't have to come out to my parents came out to me. They was like, we know you're doing this, we know you're doing that. You're choosing a lonely path. It's not for you. The Bible says this, the Bible says that. So I didn't have to come out to my parents. That made it so much easier for me. They came to me and was like, that walk, that talk. So they already knew what was up. So that was so much better for me, and my parents and my brothers and sisters already knew. Like, we was all close. We told all of us tell each other everything. We got a group chat going on right now. Out of all my people, only one of my sisters addresses me as Kelly, and I overly love her for that because she makes me feel so comfortable, and she's so beautiful. All my sisters are so beautiful, so I think it's not a competition, but we all so beautiful, so it's pressure. It's more pressure than anything. So I try to emulate them. I try to emulate my sisters more than anything before I go and look on Love and Hip Hop or look at these other girls on TV who I can't emulate. Like, it's like, no man, boo boo. Like, I wish I could, but I don't. It's so much more I want to tell y'all, but I know I'm running out of storage space because I had to delete so much stuff just to make this. I'm just checking in. I just wanted y'all to see my Swoop Bang and my Rick and Morty t-shirt. So, y'all have a lovely day.